I know everybody's been freaking out about the cost of fertilizer. Today I'm going to show you how you can take your orchard, fertilize it, and mulch it for free. Stick around. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Save yourself some money. Today I'm going to be talking a lot about how to save money. Fertilizer. So expensive. Fertilizer, it's doubled. Russia's killing us with the fertilizer. China's killing us with the fertilizer. Okay? China, Russia, they're not charging me double for any of this fertilizer. Okay? So as you all know, if you've watched the videos, we have chickens, you heard that, but I have sheep. And as I tell you all in the video, sheep don't need shelter. Okay? They don't. But in the summer, or excuse me, in the winter, I bring my sheep into the barn and I let them stay in here at night, okay? Normally, and I'll do this later, this is completely covered in sawdust that I get from a buddy of mine, and I let it lay in here the rest of the summer and just break down some, and then in the winter, I let the sheep come in. If one of them is sick or something, I'll let them come in too. But all of this, all winter, we're at April 3rd. All of this has been laid on, pooped on, and everything else the entire winter. Now, what you're going to see, and Izzy can show you, you're not going to see any straw. Little bit, okay? There's a little bit. That's mainly straw, not hay. I don't put any type of hay in here because it does have seeds. So I'll use this for a lot of things, but as I'm going to show you in a minute, I take it out to the orchard, and I don't want Bahia grass, and that's what I use for my hay. I don't want Bahia growing up out there. I want to keep this to just sawdust. So sawdust and manure, that's it. So all I do is come out here with my grain scoop. No, I don't scoop grain with this. This is specifically for this. It's very simple, one hand. You can tell I'm not even exerting any effort, and I just fill these buckets, okay? I'm getting all this goodness completely off the ground of the barn. Sorry for the rooster, he seems to want to be part of the show today. And I just keep doing this, okay? I'll take these, fill them up, take them out to the orchard. My barn will be clean today. I will have fertilized all of my fruit trees and my oak trees that we've put in tubes that I've talked about in the past. My chestnuts, all of that. I'm going to show you all how I apply this around the tubes and how this works. Hey, so we're up here in the field. As we said, we've got all of our buckets. Now, I know a lot of people will say, why don't you fill up the back of this with manure and just scoop it out? I like to make sure, these are all about the same size, they're roughly 5 gallon. I like to make sure that when I put this down that I've got the same amount on every tree. And the reason is, in the past, I haven't done that. I've shoveled it and thrown it out, and then one tree does better than the other, and then I forget that maybe it was another scoop and it wasn't. I like to kind of have an understanding if I'm putting the same amount on here, on these trees, what it is. So you've seen my videos on the tree tubes, okay? Here's my bucket full of the manure. This is sheep manure, a little bit of hay, really straw more than anything. I don't put hay in, as you heard, and sawdust. Okay, so if you look right here, this is straight red clay. This is one of our Pakistani mulberries that we planted this spring a couple of weeks ago, and you can see this is nothing but bare dirt. I've specifically left it that way. It's hard, it's dry. All I do is just take this and I go around the bottom. Okay, I'm not even touching it. You know, people, oh, it's manure. Well, you know what? It's dry. It's compost. Now, what is that going to do? What this is going to do with this down here is, if you're doing a traditional fertilizer, you're putting down a triple 13, a triple 10, whatever, 19, whatever you're putting down. What a lot of people don't know is you're buying the fertilizer. Everybody's complaining about fertilizer. When you're putting down the fertilizer, you are killing every bit of an earthworm that ever had a chance of being in there and loosening up that soil over time. So people go out, they're complaining about, you know, the cost of fertilizers through the ceiling. I hear that the last couple of weeks, that's all I've heard, other than Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. It's been fertilizer, fertilizer, fertilizer. So why would you go out and buy something at double the cost that's going to kill all your microorganisms, all your earthworms, and then go buy mulch to put on top for moisture? Okay, this does the job. Okay, and I know that people say, hey, not everybody has their ability to do this. If you're a small scale farmer and you have sheep or you have goats or even a cow or two, put them in the barn at night. Okay, I get this. We will get every tree in this orchard and every tree around will get this. I'll even put this on my bare spots in my garden, in my yard. So I'm going to grab another one. I mean, we've got 28 fruit trees out here. Okay, there's my Pakistani mulberry. Here's one of my pear trees. And you can see, I want to show you all, this is a great example. As you kind of zoom in, look at how green this is around here, and then look over here, okay? That is the difference. This has not had that manure put on it for a couple of years. That is proof in the pudding right there. Look how green that is compared to this. That is proof in the pudding. You've got clover coming up, okay? You've got a thick fescue. Here's a little bit of triticale I put down, okay? All of this that's in here is from nothing other than just doing this in the spring every year, okay? That's it. Now, in one of my other videos, when we talked about tubes, you heard me say that you could pile the dirt around at the bottom, and that if you want to put water in here, you can. Okay, you don't necessarily have to put the dirt if you're doing this, because one little rain, that's going to pack down and you can put some water. Really, as you can see, this one doesn't need it. I did a hard prune. But just, that's all you have to do. You are knocking out your mulch, you're knocking out your compost, you're knocking out your fertilization in a 5-gallon bucket early in the spring. That's going to do you the entire summer with the way that is. It's holding in the nutrients, that's adding nutrients, and it's giving you a great way to do a dump today with this manure and be done. Thanks.